Hello friends. In previous class, we have discussed about Kennedy's classification. Today, we'll discuss about Applegate's rule. Rule governing application of the Kennedy's method. Rule number 1 says classification follows extraction. Rule number 2, if the third molar is missing and is not to be replaced, then it is not considered. Rule number 3, if the third molar is present and it is to be used as an abutment, then it is considered. Rule number 4, if the second molar is missing and not to be replaced, it is not considered. Rule number 5, the most posterior edentulous area determine the class. Now rule number 6, it's very important. Edentulous area other than those determining the classification are referred to as modification and are designated by numbers. Now here are certain examples. Now rule number 5 says most posterior edentulous area determine the class. Which is the most posterior here in this picture? This is the most posterior. So what is this? This is the class. This is the class second, that is unilateral edentulous area located posterior to the remaining natural teeth. So this will determine our class. This is class second. This is class second. Now modification. What is modification? This is edentulous area other than those that determine the determining classification. So this determine the classification. So other than that edentulous area, how many edentulous areas are there? 1 and this is 2. So this is class 2 modification 2. So we describe it. Now come here. See this example. So this is class 1. What is class 1? Class 1 is bilateral edentulous area located posterior to the remaining natural teeth. So here this is the bilateral edentulous area. So it is class 1. So edentulous area other than those determining classification, how many edentulous areas are there? Other than those that determine the classification, only 1. So what is it? This is class 1 modification 1. So here are certain other examples. Now see this. What is this? Rule number 5 says the most posterior edentulous area determine the class. So this is the posterior area. This is the posterior area and this is class 3rd. What is class 3rd? Unilateral edentulous area with natural teeth both anterior and posterior to it. So this determines the classification, that this is class 3rd. Now what is modification? Modification is edentulous area other than those that determine the classification. How many modifications are there? 1. This is 2. This is 3. So what is it? This is class 3rd and modification 3. So come to this example. Here, this is class 3rd. Why this is class 3rd? Class 3rd says that unilateral edentulous area with natural teeth both anterior and posterior to it. And what is modification? Modification is edentulous area other than those that determine the classification. This is edentulous area, this is edentulous area, and this determine the classification. So this is modification 1. This is class 3rd and modification 1. Now come to this example. Here also this is class 3rd. Class 3rd says that unilateral edentulous area with natural teeth both anterior and posterior to it. And what is modification? Edentulous area other than those that determine the classification. So only one modification is there. So this is modification 1 and this determine the class. So it is class 3rd and modification 1. So here come the rules. Other rules also. If 3rd molar is missing and is not to be replaced, then it is not considered. And rule number 4. Rule number 4 says if 2nd molar, this is the 1st molar, this is the 1st molar, and if 2nd molar is missing and is not to be replaced, it is not considered. So what is it? It is class 3rd, modification 1. Now this is for you. Comment me in the comment section. What is it? Rule number 7. The extent of modification is not considered, only the number. Whether it is short or long modification. What is modification? Edentulous area other than those that determine the classification. Whether it is short or long, that is not considered. Only the number is considered. And rule number 8. This is the last rule, which says there are no modification areas in class 4 arches. What is class 4? Class 4 is single bilateral edentulous area located anterior to the remaining natural teeth. In this, there are no modification areas.